What is going on, guys? MMA Island team. We got the fight picks and we got UFC 255. Pretty underrated pay-per-view in my opinion. I don't think it's one of the greatest, but I think people are hating on it a little bit too much. And it shows with matchups like this. Tim Means taking on Mike Perry. Man, I got to admit, I was a little worried about Mike Perry with all the stuff that's been going on with him. That's how I will word it. I was a little bit worried. I was hoping we'd see him again just because he looked pretty good against Mickey Gall. And man, kind of
good against Mickey Gall. That's like saying the sky is blue.
Well, I mean, he beat Mickey Gall pretty well at his own game, taking him down and kind of dominating him from the top position, which typically Mickey Gall does. But hey, Mickey Gall, as you mentioned. So Tim Means, last time we saw him, Laureano Staropoli. Is it me going first or you going first? Am I tripping?
You're first.
I'm always tripping, so yeah, it's me going first. Laureano Staropoli was the last time we saw Tim Means. It was a pretty big underdog, I think I remember. I know he's underdog. I don't know if it was pretty big.
He was slight underdog.
So yeah, I had Tim Means in that one, and
so did I.
Tim Means is able to win a decision over Staropoli, and then Mike Perry gets a decision win as well over Mickey Gall. Man, I think a lot of people, and this is one thing, I mentioned this in one of the fight pick videos. I can't remember which one it was, but I've kind of overrate Mike Perry just a little bit. I think another thing is, especially in recent history, from what we've seen, he gets submitted by Cowboy. Obviously, that's Cowboy. Again, and one argument somebody could make, and I'm not saying I make that argument, is that Cowboy's kind of been on the decline ever since that fight. Or did he fight Hernandez after Perry? Who knows?
He fought Hernandez the fight after Perry.
Yeah, so after those two fights, he's kind of been on a pretty big decline. So that's one thing that you can kind of take into play. He gets a decision win over Cowboy Oliveira. I think he won the fight over Luque, which is kind of shocking to me because I hold Luque in very high regard.
So do I.
And kind of, as I mentioned, overrate Mike Perry a little bit. But I honestly did think that Perry won the fight. Obviously, we know what happened with Perry's nose. But I think that kind of shifted the judges a little bit, but who knows? And then he gets blasted on one of my favorite cards in the past 2 years, UFC 245. He gets blasted by Jeff Neal. Obviously, that's Jeff Neal. Super
check out that interview.
Fight. Yeah, definitely check out that interview. And then he comes in the back and he takes on Mickey Gall with his girlfriend in his corner, and he dominates him on the ground.
Coach Vittori, undefeated.
So, yeah, man, it's an interesting matchup, and this is probably one of my closest fights of the night, in my opinion. So I got to go with Tim Means, though, just because I think Tim Means is kind of – he's got what it takes to beat Mike Perry. And this is the thing, that we're looking at Mike Perry, and we're looking at a guy who, as I mentioned, has looked a little bit vulnerable. Obviously, he gets submitted by Donald Cerrone. Sure, in his prime, that's probably bound to happen. You get knocked out by Jeff Neal, who's currently in his prime, probably bound to happen again. But at the same time, it's like we see him beating these guys via decision, and it's like you're looking at Tim Means, a guy who, like, obviously we've seen him be beat by decision before, but can you say he really has what it takes to go out there and defeat Tim Means like dominantly? And we haven't – this is the thing about Tim Means. Another thing is that we haven't really seen him get the matchups that I think he deserves. I think you look at Laureano Staropoli. I think Tim Means deserved better competition. I think you look at Daniel Rodriguez. I think he deserved worse competition. Alves,
that was a step in. Daniel Rodriguez stepped in on short notice.
Oh, yes, you're right. And then Alves, he deserved better. Price deserved lower. And then Rainey, better.
Salim Imadaev.
Yeah, it's tough. So I don't know, man. I think this is a pretty close fight. I'm not touching this fight in betting unless I'm talking about goes the distance or doesn't. But I got to go Tim Means on this one. I just think that he's going to be able to get it done. I think it looks a lot like the Staropoli fight. I don't think that he necessarily rocks Mike Perry. I think from what I remember, Tim Means rocked Staropoli in that fight.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. No, he knocked – no, that's the Mike Perry.
He stunned him. He didn't knock him out.
Mike Perry knocked down Mickey Gall?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. At least I don't remember that. But yeah, it says a knockdown. It says a knockdown for Tim Means in his last fight on the site that I'm looking at least. And wow, this is pretty interesting. The last time – so yeah, and Tim Means has had a knockdown in each of his last 4 fights. So hey, maybe we see another one with Mike Perry. Really, really interesting fight. And hey, if Mike Perry can get past Tim Means in this one, I'll probably hold back on the overrated talk a little bit just because I do kind of like Tim Means. I think Tim Means is pretty impressive. Pass it on to Zach.
I bet you think I'm going to pick Mike Perry, huh? Wait, no, actually, I said I was going to pick Tim Means in the chat last night. I said I was going to do it. I spoiled it. I'm going to pick Tim Means. Why? Same reason I always pick Tim Means. His technical Muay Thai is awesome. His striking is really, really solid. His kickboxing game is absolutely elite. And I always say this. There's one problem every time when you pick Tim Means, and that's his durability. The guy does not have a chin on him anymore, but it seemed to be slightly improving against Starpoli, and Starpoli is a solid fighter. He looked really good against Lariano Starpoli. And the thing with Mike Perry is that technical is the absolute last word you would apply to Mike Perry. He is a wild man. He just wants to go out there. He wants to throw as many shots as he can. He doesn't care how many shots that he takes. And that's why I think that Tim Means is going to be able to keep Mike Perry at range. I think that that front teep kick to the body is going to be there all night long. I think if Tim Means can establish a range setting strike like a front teep kick to the body that keeps Mike Perry out, then he wins this fight. Because if Mike Perry can't get into the pocket with Tim Means, then he's not going to win. He has to get in because then he can get that knockout. He absolutely has the durability. He has the power and he has the strength to knock out Tim Means. He can do that. But I think that he's just not technically sound enough to be able to get inside. And also, if he goes inside, Tim Means can initiate a clinch exchange. And we know that he's very good in the tie clinch. He can throw those knees. He can throw those elbows. And that will also discourage Mike Perry from coming in. And if he discourages him from coming in and he makes Mike Perry gun shy, he's going to win. I just think that he's too technically sound. I think he can keep him at range, and that's what's going to get Tim Means the victory.
How close do you think it is, would you say?
It's insanely close, like 53-47 for me.
Yeah. I'm pretty similar with that.
That durability is just too much of a factor.
Calculator has it at a 52% chance for Tim Means. Wow, very interesting how close you are on that. But yeah, so we both got Tim Means on this one. We're both going with the underdog, and just to keep the train going with mentioning the betting odds, it's a 2.2 multiplier for Tim Means, 1.66 for Mike Perry. Both pretty decent odds. If you're picking this one, I think you should go ahead and bet on it. But as I mentioned, I'm not touching this one just because it's pretty close. So if you're holding, let me reword it. If you're picking this one with pretty high confidence, go ahead and bet on it because you could make some money. But yeah, I think this one's very close. Zach agrees with me. We want to know what you guys think, so make sure you guys are letting us know in the comments, and you're liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and make sure you guys check out the other Fight Pick videos.